Reporter Caleb Califano joining us now outside of St. Mary's Medical Center in West Palm Beach with an update on the victims now recovering there. And Caleb, you also spoke with family members of both of the men who were killed.
That is correct, but first I want to talk about the sheriff's deputy and the victim that was shot at the convenience store. They were both brought here to St. Mary's overnight, and both of them are expected to survive, according to the sheriff's office. Now, I wanted to take a look at this video. Our cameras were the only ones here when the sheriff's office used their own helicopter to transport the deputy to St. Mary's. Law enforcement and staff were waiting as he arrived. At this time, the sheriff's deputy has not been identified, but the sheriff does say he has a compound fracture to his ankle. The other victim shot at the convenience store was also flown here by Trauma Hawk. He's now been identified as Anthony Brown. The sheriff's office says he has non-life-threatening injuries. Again, we're learning more details about the two victims that were killed overnight. I had a chance to speak to both of their families about who they were and what they meant to the community of Pahokee. Families are in mourning today after two men, Henry McLean Jr. and Francisco Pacheco, were killed overnight in a Pahokee crime spree that left the suspect dead and another two people, including a Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputy, injured.
It's unbearable. It's like I don't even know how to feel right now. Like, I'm just numb.
I spoke to the sister of Henry McLean Jr. over the phone today. She tells me her family is devastated by what happened, describing Henry as a father of four and a Pahokee native. She says that her brother and the suspect knew each other and that she just doesn't understand why or how this could have happened.
The man blacked out and my brother was at the wrong place at the wrong time, which don't make no sense to me. The whole thing was senseless. I mean, everybody knew each other. Nobody can't say a reason why he did it.
The other victim, Francisco Pacheco, was a hard-working family man as well, his sister Anna tells me, going back and forth from Texas to Florida due to work. Today over the phone, she described him as a guy who would give the shirt off his back to anyone who needed it.
If you knew my brother, he was a community person. Like, everyone in the community knew him because of his compassion, his heart. He was just very welcoming, very, humble. He was a people's person. That's why it's devastating. That's why it's hurting the city of Pahokee, because of who he is.
Again, here at St. Mary's, that sheriff's deputy and the victim that was shot at the convenience store are both expected to survive. As we learn more about their conditions, we'll make sure to keep you updated. For now, we're live in West Palm Beach. Caleb Califano, WPBF 25 News.